This is Excel Project Chapter 3, and this is going to be video number 4. So we basically got most of our things done. We've just got our total over here that we need to go ahead and fill that one down. So I'm just going to click up here at the top and use my fill handle. To me, the easiest way is to bring it all the way down and then to go back in, and I will hit delete to get rid of those zeros that don't correspond to anything. So I'm deleting out the zeros on the rows with no information. Okay, the only thing we have left to do now is we're going to do a Sparkline chart over here. Then we're going to do some formatting to it, and then we've got some other scenarios. We're going to play with our what if assumptions table a little bit. So to do a Sparkline table, this is very simple. Sometimes it helps to add a Sparkline table over here or chart so that you can easily see what is going on with your data. So I'm going to click in cell I4. So my I4 is selected. On my Home tab, I'm going to go to my, let's see if this is the way they have you do it. Nope. Go to Insert. And then we're going to go to Sparkline for our chart. Let me see which one this is going to be. Okay, so here is your Sparkline section. It's right beside the regular charts where we were doing the pie chart in the last chapter. Sparklines, we want line. It's going to come up and says choose the data that you want in this. We are wanting it to be based on B4 through G4. So I'm just going to highlight B4 through G4. If your box is in the way, you can drag it out of the way, or this is your minimize button. It'll minimize it so that you can select. Oops, and I got too much. I want B4 through G4. So do not include the total in this because it will throw your chart off. Then I can hit the button again to bring my box bigger. And it says choose where you want the Sparkline to be placed. Well, we want it to be placed in I4. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and hit OK here. And now I've got a basic Sparkline chart. I can change this Sparkline so that it looks different. So now that I'm clicked on my chart, I'm on the Design tab, and I can change some of my pointers on it. I can change the colors. I can change how I want it to appear. So I'm going to change the color. I'm just going to, on the More Style, or on the Style area, I'm going to hit the More button. And the one that I want, it was already selected for me, is Sparkline Style, Accent 1, nope, it's not selected, Sparkline Style Accent 1, darker, lighter 40%. So, Sparkline Style Accent 1, lighter 40%. If you don't have this exact one right here, go ahead and just pick a different one, okay? So, I changed the color just a tad bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and fill this all the way down. And you'll notice I don't have to delete out the zeros on this one because there was nothing to chart, so I did not chart it. But what this is really helpful for, I can immediately look at this and see, oh, it looks like about in the middle is where my biggest month was. Okay? So my bonuses, I can tell I got no bonuses. Then I went up and I got all my bonuses. I didn't lose a bonus after that. So it's an easy way to just see what is going on with your sales. You can also change the Sparkline type. So I'm going to just go ahead and select all my Sparkline charts, which is cells I4 through I16. And this time I'm going to, on my Design tab, I'm going to choose Convert to a Column Sparkline. So over here is my types. I'm going to choose to a Column Sparkline. Okay, see if that makes it easier for you to read. That's the way we're going to leave that one. And now we're ready to move on to our formatting. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to format the numbers in B4 through H16. So B4 through H16, which is all the numbers in my chart. Oh, sorry, but we're not going to do them all together. We want dollar signs on rows 4, 6, 9, 14, and 16. So I'm going to select B4, holding Control on my keyboard. I'm going to select B6. It's a little bit harder without a mouse. Okay, I'm going to let go, come down, and select the numbers on B9. Hold Control, click, and select. Okay, and then I'm going to come down to row 14, hold Control, click, and select. Let go, come down, hold Control, click on row 16, and highlight those. So I have the numbers on row 4, row 6, row 9, 14, and 16 selected. If you can't get them all at once, holding Control, if you get an extra one in there, you're going to have to undo and start over. And I want these to be formatted with the currency style. Okay, and this time we're going to use the currency style, not the accounting style. So I'm going to hit my number button down, number launcher button here. I want this to be currency. Oops, currency. I want my decimal places to be 2. I want it to have a dollar sign, so my symbol I'm going to change to a dollar sign. And I want my negative number to be the one with parentheses in black. So I've got my 2 decimals, my dollar sign, and my negative number with parentheses, and hit OK. Okay. So all those are formatted. Now I'm going to go back and format the other ones, which is the numbers on row 5. Going down, I'm going to hold Control and select row 10, 11, 12, and 13. And we're going to give those the comma style. So up here, just the comma style. Okay? And they should have 2 decimal places also. Okay, we're going to do our titles now. So cell A1, you have probably already figured out that we need to merge and center. But if we merge and center, we're going to run into our date. So we're not going to do that on this one. We're going to select, however, A1 through I2. We're going to change the color of this cells. So that's with our paint bucket. We're going to change it to a dark green accent 3. Dark green. Accent 3. Okay, so mine looks like it's turquoise. In the book it says it's dark green accent 3. So I'm going to go with that. If you don't have that one, just pick something else. I'm also going to make my font white. So while I've still got those highlighted, I'm going to change my font color to white for all of those. And then I'm going to just click on cell A1 and I'm going to change it to bold and change the font to 36. So bold and change the font size. I can either come down here and go down to 36. And then on the subtitle, I'm going to change that one to bold and change that font size to 18. So I'm just going to hit my grow font. See which one it is until I get to size 18. Okay, so that's looking, so our title is looking good. Next, I'm going to assign some cell styles to non-adjacent rows and colors to a cell. So for this one, I want to select A3 through I3. A3 through I3. We're going to go to the cell style area, and we want heading 2. Okay. The next one we're going to do is A6 through H6. So A6 through H6. And you can probably already figure out which other areas we want. We also want to hold control and do A14 through H14. And holding control, we're going to do A16 through H16. So I now have rows 6, 14, and 16 selected, and we're going to come up here to our style, and we're going to choose the total style. Okay. Next, I'm going to click on the word revenue because I want this to really stand out. So I'm clicking on the word revenue, which is in cell A4. And I'm going to go to my paint bucket and apply my dark green accent 3, which should be the same one I'm using now. Dark green, accent 3, even though it looks like it's turquoise. And I'm going to change that font to white. So here's my font color. I'm going to make it white. Okay, and I want to copy this font. I'm also going to go ahead and make this bold. And then I want to copy all the font that I have about this revenue to my gross margin box and my operating income. So the easiest way to do that is with the format painter. So I'm clicked on cell A4, which is what I want to copy. I'm going to come up here and double click my format painter, which is a paintbrush looking button. Then I'm going to come down and I just want to click where it has operating income. Gross margin first. Click on the gross margin button and click on my operating income area. Sorry about that. Okay, so now I have those formatted. The other thing I want to format is I want to format this entire row for my operating income. So my cursor still looks like a paintbrush, so that means I'm still copying that. So I went ahead and selected it. So I'm going to turn off my paintbrush by either hitting the escape key, or I could come up and hit my paintbrush again. The next area we want to format is this what if assumptions table. So I'm going to select cell A18 where it says what if assumptions. I want to make it size 8, italicized, and underlined. So I'm taking it down to size 8. I want to make it italicized and I want to underline it. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select A19 through B25, which is going to give me the rest of the information in the chart. And I'm going to change its font style to size 8 also. Okay. Going back up, I'm going to select A18 down through B25, which is going to be everything that's in my what if assumptions table. I'm going to change the color of that. I can just click on the paint bucket because I can see that my fill color here is the last one I used. That's what I want to continue to use. So I'm going to change it to that color I've been using, and I'm going to make the font white. Okay. We're going to save it at this point. Deselect to make sure it looks okay, and we'll hit save. So we're not going to lose that. Okay, come back for the next video where we're going to be adding a clustered column chart to our workbook.